It is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, so throughout the month we're going to talk about various resources available and various strategies out there as well. This morning we welcome DC's Chief Technology Officer, Steve Miller, to talk more about some of the threats DC residents are facing, what you're doing, up front and behind the scenes. It's good to see you this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Well, it's good to see you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk about Cybersecurity Awareness Month. It's more about letting people know that cybersecurity is more than just a government function, right? Everyone has a role in it. And I think, it's important to point out what my role is at the Office of the Chief Technology Officer. We're here to make sure that the network, the systems, and the data that the residents of the district use every day is secure. And we do that. We've got monitoring tools, and we've got really strong partnerships with federal, state, local agencies, private industry, and they're helping us to make sure that we're covering those ever-evolving threats every day.
Yeah, you're working behind the scenes on the big picture for the sites and the services that DC residents rely on and use. Can some of the ways that you do that, and I know you're dealing with a huge network of things at this point. Can some of the ways you do that, can that also benefit people at home for their own systems?
Yeah, it sure can. So there's four kind of key takeaways that we talk about with our users inside the government, but it is applicable outside. So we want to make sure that people understand that you should use strong and unique passwords and change them often. You can get help with that with like a password management tool. There's a lot of those out there. You can also look at multi-factor authentication. So if a service is offering that, if it's your bank or your credit card, or really there's a lot that offers that now, sign up for it and use it. It's just one extra layer of protection. We want to make sure you understand that if you get a link in an email or in a text message, don't click it without really thinking through, what is this? Did I expect to get this? Where is it going to take me? And then really the last thing is, make sure we all have devices in our hands and at home. Make sure you're updating those devices when the updates are available. Security fixes and operating system fixes tend to come out every month, so make sure those devices are up to date.
They seem like simple fixes, but really this is where a lot of the problems come, right? Because a lot of the people who might be targeting a system, whether it's ours individually or something like a city's, they look for those weak links. And are some of the ways that you just suggested, is that what you're doing on the bigger citywide level as well?
It is. It's what we do at the bigger citywide level. This past couple of months, we just completed cybersecurity awareness training that covers a lot of these topics to make sure that again, if a link is suspicious, think about that before you click it. And again, that's applicable outside of the government.
Anything for parents to be aware of specifically, either for themselves or if they have kids?
Yeah, sure. So with parents and grandparents, I think it's important that we act as role models for our children. But what's also really important is that they understand that they should limit what they share. Their personal information is valuable, and they should not be sharing that online in gaming or social media platforms. We should also make sure that they have those strong passwords. But more importantly, make sure that they understand they should also think before they click on those links that they're getting in email and text messages and Discord and everything the kids use these days.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned it, because a lot of times when we think about, people finding holes in the system, it's through like our cell phones or emails. Gaming is huge, and a lot of kids, they've got their PlayStations or whatever it is, and immediately they open up this portal to the rest of the world that they can be messed with.
They can, and we have to make sure that as individuals, we're protecting ourselves. But if you're protecting your family, you're helping to protect the larger community. We want to have that kind of impact at that scale. We want to have a resilient community here in the district.
And one of the things that I know we don't typically talk about with city officials is what goes on behind the scenes. But while you're doing all this protecting, you're also busy trying to streamline all the operations. And I know it's a massive project, but it's one of the things that I think just kind of continues to happen, and we might not realize it at the time.
It is, and it's a lot of work, but that's one of those core steps in cybersecurity, is making sure that we are modernizing systems, that we're not utilizing legacy technology. Because again, my role is to protect those 700,000 residents that are coming in to get government services that they want to trust.
Right. You got to trust, and they have to be available when everybody wants them.
That's right.
And they can be there. Steve, thanks for coming in today.
Really
I appreciate you joining us, doing good work in DC, keeping all those online resources available. All right, Tucker's doing a great job letting us